Any lady I want to rush you, tell the lady to take Indomie, hot Indomie. You know the person is taking hot Indomie, and the person will cool down, because for her to cool down, you will give her cold water. So
for tuning in. This is estherojebamigbe, and I film about love, faith, lifestyle, vlog stories, many more. But on today's episode, I'm not alone. So we are with an amazing family, the family of Mr. and Mrs. Opeoluwaseun. Thank you so much for coming, Ma and Son. Thank you so much. Today we are going to be learning, some amazing stuff. So please get ready, stay tuned, don't go anywhere, because we are going to be learning a lot. So before we start, let me take you guys down a little bit of the memory lane, how I met this amazing family and how God connected me to this family. So it happens that Mr. Opeoluwaseun, he attended the same university with my sisters. So even when I came 2017, I think I was just passing by the school one day, and then they just got me by my sisters. They were like, Victoria Jebamigbe. I was like, okay, who knows me? The resemblance. I was like, is the resemblance that like too much or something? Then I was like, your sister went to job. I was like, okay, yes. So it was since then. It has been such an amazing time with the family. When God just connects you and bless you with a unique family. So it has actually been an amazing moment. Through the years, they've been so amazing, and I really thank God for their life. So introducing them, I'll start with Mr. Ope here. So he goes by the name Mr. Opeoluwaseun Ojekemi. He has achieved various academic degrees, and he had his BSc in physics at Joseph Ayobalola University, Ikeji, Nigeria. And he proceeded to European University of Lefke, here in North Cyprus, to complete his master's in business administration. And by the grace of God, he's currently doing his PhD in Cyprus International University. Alongside, he was a one-time VP, Vice President in National Association of Nigerian Student Turkey Zone, and a commissioner in charge of university on the island, as well as an advisor to the president in traveling and logistics. With the help of God and also his zeal and passion for God and the things of God, he happens to be the prayer coordinator of all Christians Fellowship here in Lefke today. Mr. Opeoluwaseun for me here is the founder and the CEO of Afterward Consultancy. Oh my God. He's a lover of business and he's a lover of people. By the grace of God, he also has PGCT, postgraduate certificate in theology, and is a soon-to-be ordained reverend in African Church worldwide, and by ministry is also based on missionary. By the grace of God, he's married to an amazing and beautiful wife, Mrs. Opeoluwaseun Rachel. As you can see, her pretty face.
Thank you so
and
much.
they are blessed with a wonderful and lovely son, Oluwa. He's behind the camera. You can see him now. So, introducing Mrs. Rachel Opeoluwaseun. She's Mrs. Rachel Opeoluwaseun Ojekemi by name. She's an accountant by profession. She has attained a master's degree here at European University of Lefke in International Economics and Finance, and she is a chartered manager. She's also a mother of one, married to Mr. Opeoluwaseun Ojekemi Omoileri here. She's currently running a business called Opeoluwaseun Fumi's Kitchen. Guys, don't let me gist you about that kitchen, which is majorly into baking and confectionaries. But she is a queen of bakery, and by the grace of God and in the advancement of the kingdom, she's into music department. Thank you so much for coming.
so much for having me.
And today, I mean, we're going to be learning a lot. It will be kind of a hot talk and relationship talk. I mean, even as singles, yes, they've been in that stage before for getting married, so they are here to just enlighten us, to teach us some of the things we need to know even as singles before we journey into that the journey of marriage. So they are going to be telling us some advices how we, even as singles, how we can maximize our singlehood. I mean, fulfilling that which God wants us to be, wholeness and the completeness as a single, even before going to that journey of marriage. They're going to be sharing with us what are the things that we need to know. I mean, what are the things that we need to attain before we go into marriage? Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Opeoluwaseun.
Thank you.
Over to you, Mr. Ope.
Yo, good day, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are watching. Thank you for having me here. And I think, like how they said to people, what works for me might not work for you. But we can only give advice, and in which you can walk in line with it if it suits you. When you are a youth, let me say single, I will just urge you, I will just tell you that during your singlehood, make sure that you use it very well. Using it very well is discover who you are. If you don't discover who you are before you go into marriage, automatically it's just going to be a place that you go to, like you don't know what you are doing, or you don't know who you are. Because when you discover yourself, that is what the woman will see in you before the woman can say, okay, this is the kind of person I want to marry or I want to be with. So first of all, you are not to run after a woman. Yes, let me just give you that clue. You are not to run after a woman. As a man, you need to discover yourself first, and then work on yourself first, and then try and be able to manage yourself first. Managing yourself is not like patching yourself. It means like you must be able to contain yourself. You must be able to, when you can contain yourself, then that is when you can have another person in. But if you cannot contain yourself, you can't manage yourself, automatically there's going to be a problem. So instead of you thinking about marriage first, you should think about yourself first. When you work on yourself, you know who you are, you know what you can do, and you know what you cannot do. So that you will not go and bring another woman and put that woman in the prison. It's just like you now be using a voice that you just have to take me as I am. Take you as you want. There is something that needs to be taken that we must see.
Yes.
Do you understand now? And then, for example, as a single, you can't even guide yourself, and you want to bring a woman into your family, you want to marry, you are bringing problem to the nation or to the country. So it's just like you want to put someone in the prison. So automatically, you yourself, you must be able to coordinate yourself. So if you cannot coordinate yourself, do you know you can't coordinate another person? So, and then I will take you like, people always say love is blind, love is blind. Love open when there is poverty. So it's something we can't take it aside. There is no how you want to do about that. I'm a pastor. I'm not going to be saying, okay, spiritual wise, people are saying when you get married, everything will work well. Because you use the scripture that said, he who find a wife has got to find a good thing. Yes, find a good thing, and that is when you are good on your own. So, but if you cannot feed yourself, you can't feed another person. Automatically, it means you can't to yourself. You can't feed yourself just for 3 days. You know what it means. And then you now say when you get married, things will change. No, let things change before you get married. At least be an average person that could be able to feed yourself first before you can bring another person in. I never dispute the fact that God can do things change. Yes, it happens to me when I want to get married, but I've already discovered myself. There is something that my wife met inside. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to boast here. Do you understand now? Okay, if to say your business have not been coming, automatically you have something doing. Do you understand now? You have something that is going to flourish, not something that is not going to flourish. So flourishing is what we call future. So the woman will say, oh, this thing is going to be flourish in future. So she will see that, okay, she has a vision. So, but if you cannot do that, automatically I don't employ you. You that they are still buying boxers for. I'm sorry to use that word. and you say you want to marry, my friend, you are not yet to marry. when you don't have something doing, you are jobless. You can do another thing. If you have girlfriend and then you don't have anything doing, another thing will come to your head. But when you have something doing, do you understand that you people will be planning about life? So you understand. Yeah. So don't bring poverty into the nation when you have not even grown up. So grow. Thank you, the Spirit. Grow up first. When you grow up, when you are matured, I'm not talking about age here. When you are matured, you can do some things. It's not everything that gets you angry. So a man like that, you must be able to absorb some things. So if you cannot do that, I don't think you are. Yeah. So I'll just advise us. Maybe if I have another turn, or maybe my wife after to talk, I might be able to add more to that. But I would just advise you as a guy or as a man to what? First of all, in fact, for you to be a man, you must be able to work on yourself. That makes you a man. Yes, so something God was telling me is not about doing big boy, big girl. Big boy must have something in the pocket. Yeah. Likewise, as a big boy, you must have big God. So if you don't have big God, you are not a seeker of God, then you are not a big boy. It means what you are seeking is smaller to God. So, and God is the general overseer of all the world. So, I will just advise us to work on ourselves and then to be able to move out from the singlehood that we are.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. I mean, he has actually hit the nail on the head first. You have to discover who you are first. Even in your singlehood, maximizing it, discover who you are. Have something you are doing. I mean, that's even the key word that I picked from there. Because most people will just put everything on God. And God himself has given us the resources. So you putting everything on God is even a lazy man's words. So he said we have to discover yourself, maximizing like the opportunities that you have. Thank you very much, sir. So Mrs. Opeoluwaseun, she will be telling us from the lady's perspective. I know you guys are already late, so I'm even writing some things down in my heart already. So thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much for having me, for having us. It's a privilege. So I'm going to pick up from where my husband stopped. He spoke about having a big God. For a lady that is planning to go into marriage, first and foremost, you must know God. I mean, know God. Have a relationship with him. Know who he is. And it is when you know who God is, like you find him, you seek him with the whole of your heart. That is where you can discover yourself. One of the most important things that a lady should know is that you are an intercessor. Before you are knowing that you're an intercessor, you are a gate. You bring men into this world. Like we birth men. Like the way God created us. We are created to birth men into this world. We've seen great men walk this planet of earth. Even Jesus Christ had to come through a woman in order for his purpose, his work here on earth to be fulfilled. So as a single lady, know who you are. And there's no way you can discover who you are if you don't know God. I mean, have a genuine relationship. And how can you do that? You need to be prayerful. That is the place of an intercessor. Before you get married, you should be a prayerful woman. I mean, we stand at the gate, fight our battles. You understand what I'm trying to say? We stand at the gate to fight our battles. It is not until when the war comes into our home that is when we start praying. No, we fight before the battle even gets into our homes. So that is when you get married. I'm trying to explain what you ought to do before you get married and the positive result of it when you are in the marriage. So know God. There, in knowing God, you know yourself. And another point I'd like to raise is invest in yourself as a lady. While I was doing my undergraduate, there was this man of God that came to our church in school, and he was like, sisters, invest in yourself. Imagine you know how to make only vegetable soup and okra. You'll just be suffering somebody else's son. I mean, invest in yourself. Learn how to cook. There are lots of videos out there. There are lots of articles out there about food. You can learn as much as you can. Learn how to make different kind of meals, different kind of soup. Afang, I know I'm Yoruba. Learn afang, learn edikaiko, learn ogbono, learn different kind of meals. English breakfast. The reason why I'm saying this is that marriage is not something that you just come in and you just feel like, oh, you just run it like on a daily. No, be spontaneous. As okay, yes, you're a spiritual sister, I'm a child of God. There's more fun in Christ. There's more fun in God. So in your marriage, be spontaneous. Okay, yes, I'm going into my marriage. I have to be creative with whatever I'm bringing to the table. I'm not just going in there to go and be taking from somebody's son. I'm going in there to add to him. Yes, invest in yourself. Add value to yourself. I get this question so much that, Mommy Shion, why do you know how to make virtually everything? And the response I usually give to them is that you don't have to know everything, but know something about everything, so that when they ask you a question, you have something to say. You have an idea about something. Okay, let me make this example. You and your husband go out there on probably an official dinner in his place of work, and they start talking about cars. And they were like, Mrs. This, what do you think? And you're like, no, learn something about all those. Maybe they are talking about sport. And you're like, yes, Messi. Although you don't really know too much, but you're able to chip in one or two things. You're not just there. Like, you're like, oh no, she's not aware about these things. If your husband is into politics, learn about it. Be, okay, let me just use this to sum that particular part up. Be open-minded. Be ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. In marriage, my sister, you both are coming from a different background, so you have to be open-minded to receive whatever your partner is bringing to the table. And it takes, my husband said something earlier, maturity. It takes someone that is matured mentally to be able to accept those things. That is basically what I would like to share for the meantime as we move on. I believe.
Wow, oh my God, thank you so much, man. I mean, the words are just eating me in the right places. I don't know, it's eating you guys too, I know, in the right place. Wow, she actually said a lot, like invest in yourself. No, and the point, I mean, that she made, that not a bit, I mean, a little bit of something about everything. I mean, it's not compulsory to be like, no, me, this is my own area, I just have to be focused on this. But investing in yourself, investing in knowledge, and when you mention one part, like meeting yourself, like you are bringing value. I'm not just getting married. Okay, the responsibility is on somebody's son. But when you bring value to you guys, will meet yourself. Okay, so but I want to ask something more about like meeting yourself in the middle. Like, is it kind of, okay, I have maybe a opinion or something I want to bring out to my husband there, and I'm not sure of the way we accept it, if we take it totally, or he has his own point of view too. So like, how do you like
okay,
talk about that?
first and foremost, as a woman, you have to be able to study the mood in your home. Like, okay, you know, sometimes we tend to present the right matter at the wrong time. So you have to, the timing have to be accurate. Timing have to be accurate, like it has to be perfect. I know we learn on the job. That is how marriage is. We learn on the job. But whenever you want to probably present a matter, the timing has to be accurate. You have to read your husband's mood. And in a situation where you see that, okay, even after presenting the matter, you feel like, oh, this is not taking it in, or is a bit rigid, you'd just talk about something else and probably represent your case another time.
Wow.
And in marriage is about two people coming together. It's a partnership. We are supposed to meet ourselves halfway. That is, even if whatever I'm presenting you're not seeing you should be able to say, okay, this is what I'm seeing, this is where this is going to go wrong, this is what I'm seeing in this. Okay, then we let it go, instead of saying,
okay,
like,
yeah,
just say no. And
just wow. Yes. Thank you very much, Ma. It's also like deep down to what you said about like being open-minded,
yes,
and be able to see from each other's perspective. Exactly, I'm coming to the middle. Wow, thank you so much, Ma. And sir, I just want to like ask, how were you able to like put in ministry alongside with okay, like as a minister of God now, like, because we have this kind of notion that, okay, minister of God, they are into ministry, so their marriage is not kind of expected that it should be. So how are you able to like merge it in and balance like ministry with marriage?
Okay. I think the question is, hearing this question, people have been asking me question several times. not even ministry. People always ask me that you had business, you had been a comrade, the normal, this little politics, and then you had church and ministry and everything with your family, and then you have people around you. How do you had it together? That's why I said when you want to do something as a single now, that's why I said discover yourself first. Work on yourself first. You must work on yourself. You can't just say, I just want to be. You can't just be when you are not dead. If you are alive, you can't just say you want to be. So be lively. You must be lively. People always ask, how did I mix it together? I always tell them is this. When it is time to work as a businessman, I work. When it is time to work into ministry, I work. And when it is time to go into work with the family, I work. The one thing that I want people to know that the reflection of Christ, the reflection of God, must what? Reflect in everything you do. So that is where people will know that this is where you are coming from. Do you understand? So, because I said you have to work on yourself first. So we have worked yourself. And my wife knows what she's coming to meet. So before we go into marriage, she knows who I am. She knows I'm into politics. She knows I'm into business. She knows I like moving around with people. I play a lot. I crack jokes a lot. So she knows that I love people. And then at times you can see ladies around me. You can see guys around me. So she understands before she comes like, oh, this kind of person, this person is. So I make her to understand that. So that's why I say, as a youth, now don't be boring. Don't be boring. You are not dead. Be lively. So as a youth now, discover yourself. Know what you are capable of doing and know what you are not capable of. What you are not capable of, don't get yourself involved in it. Move with people. Do you understand? Be lively. And then as a single, I will just tell her something that dress properly. Look good all the time. Do you understand? If it's 3 clothes you have, make use of those 3 clothes. If it's 1 clothes you have, make use of 1 clothes. There's a time in my life that I have only 2 clothes. Even in this country, I know how to make use of it. At times now, I don't even know the clothes to wear. But I know that the one that I will have to wear is just need to be okay. This is the time you can use your singlehood now. Look fresh, look okay. Don't dress so boring like that one. I say, this man is going to be boring. So thank you.
Well, you actually say something about like as a single. I mean, be happy. Don't be boring. I mean, and it dives down to like discovering yourself. Be lively. I mean, singlehood is not the end of the world. It's even the beginning of what you are taking into your marriage. And if you are not even happy being single, what's the guarantee that you are going to even be happy when you are married? So thank you very much, Sam. Just something about making wise use of your resources.
Yes,
I mean, you don't have to have a whole full wardrobe
Yes,
before you can dress and
yes, I would like to have to do.
I look good.
I would like to have to see who you can't marry. Don't marry the person. Don't pity anybody. If you pity, you cry. Do you understand now? You can only complete each other when you get there. But you should marry what you can complete. Maybe you don't have you cannot have a big mansion now. And you can't complete it. Automatically that's a problem. So if it's 2 bedroom that you can complete, do you understand? Start building it. Don't marry because let me just pity the person. You are not pitying the person. You are doing yourself wrong thing. Because that person will not look about the pity again. This guy just pity me. There is no pity in marriage. Do you understand?
Okay, I'd like to shed more light on what my husband said. Like the question she asked about how we juggled ministry, work, family, politics, everything together. He's a comrade. I'm going to be talking from the perspective of a woman. Sometimes it might not sit well with you, but the thing is, it's something you signed up for. And I said something while I was talking earlier. I spoke about maturity. Sometimes our emotions will want to get the best of us, but we have to be emotionally stable. We have to be mentally stable enough. The thing I would like to say is, you said something about be happy in your singlehood. Yes, be happy. You are not coming to a marriage to make somebody's son to come and be adding sugar to your life. In fact, come being the honey. Like, I'm coming to make your life sweet. And it's coming to come and add honey to this marriage. Honey plus honey.
Sweetness.
Yes, you get it. So I'm not just there's this illustration I was given, and I believe everyone know the illustration. The marriage is like an empty jar. If I'm coming with the expectation to receive, and my husband is coming with the expectation to receive, we are coming to receive emptiness. But in a situation where the two of us are coming with the mindset that I'm not expecting anything from you, I'm just going to be doing as much as I can. Like, I keep depositing into that jar. I keep depositing. You know, by the end of the year, if we open the jar, we receive that there's so much. I'm coming with loads of love. I'm coming with loads of ideas. I'm just coming with the mindset that I'm not coming to receive. I'm not talking about money, monetary aspect now, because people feel like, oh, it's money. No, I'm talking about mentally, I'm there. Spiritually, I'm there. Physically, I'm there. Like, Bible says, he that findeth a wife, findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Lord. So if any man is getting married to you as a sister, that man should know that you understand what I'm trying to say. I don't have to say it. I don't have to use the whole of my mouth to say it. So a man should think about his own and experience peace in his heart. Like, I can't wait to go home. I can't wait to get home. In a situation where a man is coming from a place and like, and he's being terrified that this woman again will start. Yes, there's sometimes that, you lay your observation about this. Okay, you can do this better. You can do that. I don't like this. You can do this. Yes, there's a place for that. But in a situation where you're a terror and he immediately steps in from the door, you're like this, that, allow him to relax. Even if you have any question. Yes, I said earlier, we learn on the job. It's not easy, but as a woman, a man will give you a house. A woman, you are the one that will make it a home. There's the difference between a house and a home. When you enter into a place and the atmosphere, you feel welcome. That is the handwork of a woman. And we have to be able to, it takes someone that is mentally stable. That mentality, like you're mentally stable. I don't want to feel like I'm overemphasizing it, but it's important. When, as a woman, when you're mentally stable in a home, you will be able to run a whole lot of things. And in fact, you be the man's peace. Don't be his problem. Don't be his headache. Be his peace. If all those things are in place, it will be really easy for him to manage ministry, and for the woman that is into ministry and every other thing to manage everything all together.
Wow. I mean, it's really a hot one. I mean, I've learned so much. It takes maturity, like they've said. I mean, you will not be a child going into marriage, but to be mentally, financially, emotionally, be ready and be stable. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, before we just wrap up, like maybe advices to the singles, like maybe some of the challenges that might come somebody's way, like, okay, because you've been there, some of you have been there, so we are still coming on the way. What are some of like the challenges that maybe entry marriage at first? You are not there, we're just starting the journey. So like, what are some of the challenges that will come the way that, okay, you look out for, this is it, and how we can deal with it? I don't know if we should start with
Okay, no problem. If I tell you that there's not going to be challenges, then I'm lying. So there's going to be challenges, and there will be always challenges. But you can only solve those challenges when you understand yourself. Because there's some things you need to overlook. There's some things you need to look up. There are some things you need to be used to. So, but if you don't discover yourself, you won't. There's something that when it comes to you, it's normal. So it won't have a pinch in you again. The first challenges you will get is number one, the first thing, like the balancing of understanding. The balance of understanding. Do you understand that? There's something that we are coming up with before. This thing of love, the feelings. So, when you come to each other, you've seen each other finish. So automatically, that is when it becomes like, maybe you say the way you talk, yes, I say, and the way she respond. They're like, am I the one this one is talking to? Really? But that I was telling you that you don't pity anyone. Because I want to pity you so that I marry you. No. So those challenges, the balancing of understanding is very important for us to know. So that's why I say you should work on yourself first. So you people should understand each other. So as time goes on, you'll be used to it. That, oh, if I talk like this, when she respond like this is what she meant. She did not mean it like this. Do you understand that? Maybe when my voice, like me personally, my voice is always up. Do you understand that? The first time I think I spoke with her, she was like, that maybe I'm angry. You know, and I respond, I say, does it mean that I'm not okay? She was like, no, I'm not saying like that. So automatically she used the voice now. You know, my voice might be loud, does not mean I'm angry. So that's kind of how my voice is. Do you understand? So you need to understand that one. And then secondly, you need to understand the family is going to be, you need to understand family. You need to understand family. Maybe the family is coming from another side now. The way your wife relates with the family, they came to you there and see the way your wife relates with you. Do you understand that? You need to make the family understand who your wife is. Like me personally, people have say, broke me, and your wife talked to me like this. She did not even reply. She just say hi. Like I have a sister. She's my sister. So when I get married, she always say, broke me, your wife have taken you away from me. So when they start chatting again, I will say, broke me, the way your wife chatted with me, I don't like it. I said, that is how she is. That is who she is. So automatically, you are the one that will defend. Those are the challenges, family challenge, and that is the great challenge. When your wife must be able to marry the families also, if you want to have peace. You can't say, me and my wife. Okay, when your wife have issues or anything, or maybe you give birth and you never, who is going to come with you? You don't have family. Anyone that doesn't have family is like someone that is dead. So you need family, you need friends alive. So all those, and then my friend comes around. I think I can appreciate the likes of Mr. Tommy. Mr. Tommy first of all able to meet, and then they begin to talk, and Gabriel. So they begin to talk, and Mr. Tommy, the way they talk a lot, they even come from the same place. So they spoke, so they understand. Mr. Tommy, I understand my wife. Like, oh, when your wife is doing like that, I understand who she is. So all those things you must be able to. But if you don't make your friend understand, and say, I live and I see that's what they do. And we're done now. So that's how the challenges are going to be the face, because if they don't handle the family and balancing of understanding, it can break home. So I think that's what I like.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. I mean, it's really going deep into some of these things that some home can't actually undo, and you see cases of divorce here and there. So if these things are handled from the basics, from the foundation, like you said, I mean, families, friends, I mean, trying to balance the understanding, we'll see that a lot of marriage, I mean, we work out to the glory of God as this beautiful one that we admire here. So thank you very much. Okay, so Mrs.
Okay, I'll start from where I stopped. Okay, let me say this from the perspective of a woman. It spoke about the way you present your wife to your family, and even when they relate with her, the way you defend her. When they do that, it will just this person said they chatted you up and something. Maybe I was busy when I replied, and you have an explanation for not. I would like to say it. Sometimes when you do something bad and they correct you for it, and you feel like you can talk your way out of it. Sometimes you have to be ready to take responsibility for your actions. Then for the sisters, present your husband to your family. You don't have to, there are some wives, the way they present their husband to their family can talk to their husband anyhow. Like they will talk the man down. And as sisters, if you're like potential sisters that are planning to get married in the future, never talk your husband down. Like, men have ego, yes they do, and something men feed on is honor. Honor them. What we women feed on is love. In as much as there's love, forget every other thing. A woman is okay, but men, they love honor. They feed on it. It's as if, let me use this as a fruit cake, and you want to preserve it, just keep feeding it alcohol. Like, it will get better and better and better. So that's like an illustration of what I'm trying to say. Men feed on honor. Honor them. It's very, very important. And you spoke about the advice we have for singles. It's just like a summary of what we have spoken about. Invest in yourself. Be ready to forgive. Be ready to let go of grudges. It is very bad when something happened and you're like, the last time you did this. No, it's really, really bad. Let go. If that is how God is, I don't think we Christians will be okay these days. It says all things are passed away. Let go of whatever might have happened in the past. Even if something is happening and you feel like, okay, this thing is reoccurring, you say, okay, I've spoken about this before and I feel like it's happening again. and I would like it to happen in the future. Be mindful of your choice of words. Sometimes some people feel like, oh, I'm going to use my mouth to rip this person off honor. I'm going to use my mouth. Okay, yes, you have done it to me, yeah. I'm going to use my mouth to, I want to do my own back. And you decide to say everything so that the person will feel hurt to know you don't have to do that. That is where maturity sets in. Be ready to forgive. Be ready to relate with people. I'm an introvert. But yes, I'm married to him. I have to be, not like I'm married to him, I'm married to his family too. I have to be able to, learn, unlearn, relearn in order for there to be peace, like for peace to reign and for peace to be everywhere. So as a single sister, my advice is invest in yourself, know God, have a relationship with him, value yourself, never underestimate yourself. You are limitless. You are limitless with what you can do, with what you can achieve in this world. Thank you so much.
But I would like to just ask quickly, I think. I'll just tell the guys, let me see, yes, guys here, the single race that you are. Don't compete with anyone.
Yeah.
Don't compete with anyone. You will die if you compete with anyone. That's just the reality of life. If to say time permits me, I will have shared my little experience. I don't compete with anyone. That's why I said discover yourself first. I remember when I came to this country, everything was rough. Things was not going as I think. Even some people are even like friends that they are doing better than me. Do you understand that? But I don't get. I don't let it take me away. Just I still stay on the lane. I was not being distracted. Yeah, thank you. I was not being distracted. I still stay on my lane. I think many of us, if you're in this country and you're watching this, you will understand. I stay on the lane. I was not being distracted. I was focused. I did not compete. So, but when I get to the tune, I'm not get done because I'm still on the. I just start. So when I get to the tune, I was just on the track. People that I think they've left me behind. Automatically now, we are not even. We are not in the same race again, and I'm not competing with them again. Do you understand? And so, what I will just advise you as you are now. Don't rush.
Yes.
Don't let any lady rush you. Any lady that want to rush you, tell the lady to take Indomie, hot Indomie. If this person is taking hot Indomie, the person will cool down because for her to cool down, you will give her cold water. So automatically she's going to cool down. So don't let any lady rush you. Have your time.
Take your time.
Make use of your time. Maximize your time very well. Don't rush. Don't compete. That you want to wear clothes that this person will wear so that this girl will. The girl might not even be attracted with your clothes.
Exactly.
She might just be attracted or patient. So it is very important. So I pray God is going to help us.
Amen.
So I'm still young in the marriage. I'm not saying I've arrived. When the invitation comes, I say, how old am I in marriage? So I'm just giving that advice. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Oh my God! Wow. In fact, there's nothing to say again. They've reorientated us. I mean, we've learned a lot. Personally, I've learned a lot. I know you guys watching too. You have grabbed one or two things. Drop them in the comments. What are the things you've learned, you've grabbed, and if you want a part 2 to this, I mean, we should do a part 2 to this. Seriously. So please don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, drop those things that you've learned. Personally, I've learned a lot. I mean, as singles, you have to invest in yourself. Yes. And to talk about the God factor, I mean, that is the number one basic. Discovering yourself is the key. It talks about, be happy, don't live to impress anybody. Please, and challenge yourself to yourself, like to be better. No, don't compete with people that he actually came up in that aspect. Wow, thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Opeoluwaseun. It's an honor to have you to grace our channel. Thank you so much, our viewers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share to your friends so that they can also enjoy the wellness of this wisdom that has been unleashed. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm gonna see you next time. Bye bye.